So we are here. Well, just me. I'm here for another episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcasto. And let's get it started because I want to talk about Dynamite. I want to talk about Dynamite first. Let's just get to this. And I see a lot of criticism online for the first thing out the door because they do this video package for the Continental Classics, which was awesome. I liked it. It made a lot of sense. I was like, good. AEW needs to start doing this more. But we have the match in the Gold League, well, the Blue League. It's Kyle Fletcher versus Shelton Benjamin. Now, this match was great. Like, this doesn't get talked about enough how good Shelton Benjamin is at the time in his life that he's in. He's really good. But he lost to Kyle Fletcher with cheating. And I seen a lot of discourse online that was angry that Shelton lost. And I'm kind of pissed off because it's like, what do you guys want? Like, Kyle Fletcher is the new hotness. Kyle Fletcher is going to be the new star for AEW. And it's like, why not put him over Shelton Benjamin? Just let him win. Like, we're still going to love Shelton Benjamin. Like, there's no one's going to be like, oh man, we hate Shelton Benjamin. That sucked. Like, you're getting angry at the wrong thing. Like, it was perfectly fine. Like, him cheating to win was perfectly fine. I did not care. I was like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, I'm cool with that. So then they talked about Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson injured his foot. Apparently he broke an ankle. I'm not sure how that happened because if you look back at the match, you can't really tell what happened. But he broke his ankle. He finished the match with Will Ospreay. And Tony Khan sent out a tweet and said, Commander is replacing Juice Robinson in the rest of the tournament. So now we have Commander in Juice's spot. I mean, it's a really good thing because Commander's good, but I don't think they're going to let him win. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, then we had Hook. Hook came out, and Hook accepted the challenge of Nick Wayne at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And then, of course, he gets attacked by Nick Wayne and Skip Sabian while Christian is out there. They're beating the shit out of Hook. Hook winds up getting beat down by all three guys. And I was waiting for somebody to show up. They did a concerto to Hook's hand. And I'm just thinking, Samoa Joe's coming back, right? Because he can't be by himself. Samoa Joe is coming back, right? Like, that's exactly what this is. Samoa Joe is coming back. So, then we had Mercedes Banks. Yes, that's right. I'm calling her Mercedes Banks because she is a fusion of Mercedes Moné and Sasha Banks. So Mercedes Banks talks to Renee, and I honestly have no fucking idea how this happened. I have no idea how this happened because I was not paying attention when Anna Jay supposedly, air quotes, supposedly challenged Mercedes for the TBS title. And if you watch Collision, that really didn't happen. She alluded to it. She never said exactly what happened. She just alluded to it. And that was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I guess. But then they officially said, hey, she challenged Mercedes. And Mercedes said, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to watch your match, and we're going to see what happens. And I was like, oh, okay. So then we had the Hurt Syndicate in the back, and MVP is telling Shelton Benjamin, hey, man, you let us down. We're supposed to hurt people. What was that out there? And Bobby Lashley shakes his head like, damn, you let us down. But then Shelton just finds some dude, just beats the shit out of him, and the rest of the Hurt Syndicate just beat these dudes up. Just fucked a bunch of people up. Hey, it was cool. Then we had the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. And I have no fucking clue why they changed the name. I mean, they changed the way that this has worked. Because, like, Before, it was like, yo, the last two people in there, they have a match. And they have a match right there that night, and the winner becomes the Dynamite Ring Battle Royal winner. That's it. That's it. They changed it. One thing that did happen in this match was Action Andretti and Leo Rush were dressed the same, and they wind up taking out Top Flight Security. So my theory for the longest is right. Look like they're taking out Top Flight Security. So the match ended when it was Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, the last two in the ring, and the fans are saying, okay, throw him out. Because the fans don't know what the fuck is supposed to go on either. So then they just say, they ring the bell and go, okay, winter's coming. It's going to be Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. The winner faces MJF at World's End. And I'm like, what? Okay. It was very confusing. Very fucking confusing. Then we had a Julia Hart promo saying that she's going to kill Jamie Hayter. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Then we had Max Caster, and he's still talking about he's the best in the world. Billy Gunn is saying, we tried to talk him out of this. You know what? I don't even care. And then Anthony Bowen said, you know what? Good luck. And he walks off. And it's like, they're definitely fucking leaving him. They're leaving this guy, and it's going to be fucking hilarious. So, then he has the match with Swerve. He comes out, he cuts his rap, talking about Swerve's children, disrespecting Swerve. Swerve beat the dog shit out of this boy. He beat the dog shit out of him, which everybody loved because fuck Max Caster, and Swerve needed to beat the shit out of him. Like, that was so great. Like, that's everything I wanted from this match, for Max Caster to get his ass whipped, because fuck Max Caster. Fuck him. So, then we had MJF cut a promo. Don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Who cares? Then we had one of the best fucking matches in Dynamite in a long fucking time. Jay White versus Pac. This match was really fucking good. This match was great, even. Like, Jay White and Pac had a phenomenal fucking match. But Jay White won. He beat Pac. And then the BBC or MWO came out and beat down Jay White. Then all of a sudden, here comes Hangman. Hangman starts fighting the MWO, and while they're fighting, the cameraman just starts choking the shit out of Jon Moxley, and it winds up being Orange Cassidy. So, Orange Cassidy, Hangman, and Jay White all look like they're going to be facing Jon Moxley in a four-way. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. That looks like that's going to be the main event of World's End. So yeah, that's where that's going. And then we have an interview with Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter says, I don't know who you are, Julia. Like, we never crossed paths. We never said anything to each other. I don't know why you're mad at me. But you know what? It's fine. Because I'm going to beat your ass. And I'm going to make you pay. And I was like, okay, cool. That was cool. Like, I didn't really care. Because it's like, all right, at least we get to see Jamie Hayter and Julia Hart. I like both of those women. I like both of their styles. It's going to be cool to see Julia Hart finally back. And that's awesome. So, then we get the worst fucking thing in the world on this goddamn show. Is Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho is doing this breaking news segment about how he's going to be in New York. And he's going to do this thing. And at the Hammerstein Ballroom final battle, he's going to have a match. He doesn't know who, but he's going to have a match. Ha ha. Yeah, whatever. Dude, I'm so pissed off at what this is. And I'm going to give a spoiler because it ties into something we talked about last week. So the spoiler is, he's going to wind up facing Matt Cardona. He winds up facing Matt Cardona. Now, what's really fucking pissing me off is because Matt Cardona is supposed to be in the match against Effie at the Hammerstein Ballroom for GCW, which is going to happen in January. So instead of GCW getting to have their big match with Matt Cardona in GCW at Hammerstein Ballroom, which is would have been the first time ever for them, AEW steals it away by making Matt Cardona wrestle Jericho in the Hammerstein Ballroom a month before GCW runs Hammerstein Ballroom. That's really fucking petty. That's really fucking petty. I'm not even going to get into how fucking pissed off I am about that. It's really fucking petty. And this is some true Vince McMahon bullshit. Like, that's all I'm going to say. This is some true Vince McMahon bullshit. So then we have this vignette. And it's these guys. And they're walking around in a country town. And they're saying, man, this guy's the most wanted person. Like, I can't believe we saw him. And they're looking for him. And I'm just trying to figure out who the fuck it is. And they put up a reward because it's Bandito. So Bandito is coming back. And this, like, the vignette was so good that when they said it was Bandito, I, like, popped. I was like, oh, shit, like, Bandito's coming back. But it was, like, such a good promo. I liked it. So then we had Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. And they go back, first off, before the match, they go back through their history of them fighting each other. And they had a great match. Once again, Penelope Ford is really good at this. And Anna Jay is getting better. So they have this match. Then after the match, Anna Jay calls out Mercedes. She said, Mercedes, you're talking all that shit. Why don't you get in this ring so me and you can fight? And Mercedes comes down and she says, listen, I'm not going to fight you here. I'm not going to give you a title shot. You don't deserve it. I don't even know why you're asking. You're never getting a title shot. So Anna Jay slaps Mercedes. She goes to the ground. Mercedes just rolls out and says, no. I'm grabbing my titles. I'm leaving. I'm not going to deal with this. It's like, you're never getting a shot at my titles. 4 seconds after she literally walks away, Tony Schiavone says, Tony Khan made it official. In 2 weeks, it's going to be Mercedes versus Anna Jay. And I was like, what was the point in her making this promo saying it's never happening for Tony Khan to just say 2 seconds later, you know what? It's happening. I know it's wrestling and shit like that happens, but literally, like, give it some breathing room. It's still happening. It's still happening. Like, the promo is still happening. And they're like, well, it's official. And it's like, what do you mean it's official? It's just like, it just happened. It just fucking happened. What are you doing? It was just so weird. I hate when AEW does that. They're like, yeah, we're going to tease this match. 5 seconds later, hey, it's official. And it's like, give it a second to breathe and make us wonder, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? No, it just happens. So then we have this Mariah May promo. The coolest thing about this promo is like it's Renee sitting down interviewing Mariah May, but you look to the side while they're looking at Renee and you see Mina Shirakawa walk by in the far distance, and then like Mariah is talking shit about Mina, and then she walks over and says, you want to hit me? Do it to my face. Do it to me right now. And Mariah can't. And she said, well, next week at Winter's Coming, I'll see you and I'm going to take the championship. And Mariah just like looks so sad and disappointed. It was actually fun. So then we had Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King in a Blue League match. And Claudio cheated by kicking Brody in the dick while the referee wasn't paying attention. And Claudio pinned Brody King. So Claudio gets another win under his belt in the Continental Classic, which is totally fucking awesome. So Claudio has, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has 2 wins already. So yeah, he's moving up slowly in the ranks. So that's cool. And that was the AEW side of the show. So now we're going to Monday Night Raw. And on Monday Night Raw, this show felt like a go-home show or a show that right after WrestleMania. This show was huge. This was newsworthy. It was crazy. This was fucking wild. This was fucking wild. And it started off with CM Punk. CM Punk walks in and he sees Jey Uso, shakes his hand. And he sees Sammy, and Sammy's reluctant, but Sammy shakes his hand. So that was a good thing because what happens in a few seconds, it plays into it. So Punk goes out there, and Punk cuts his promo, and he says, listen, I want to get to WrestleMania. I want to get to my dream. He's like, you know what? I'm not even going to say that I'm going to go through the Royal Rumble. I'm not going to say that I'm going to go through the Elimination Chamber. One way or another, I'm going to find a way to get there. And he just pointed at the non-existent sign, and he's like, yeah. He was like, I'm going to get there one way or another. So as he's saying that, Seth Rollins' music hits, and CM Punk literally visibly says, what the fuck? Seth Rollins comes out, and Seth Rollins says, you know what? I hate you. Like, you don't deserve WrestleMania. You don't deserve any of this. I fucking hate you. He's like, I can't wait to beat your ass. And Punk goes, listen, I don't care about you. I don't think about you at all. You were the world champion, and that's where my focus was. But you're not champion anymore. So you mean nothing to me. He's like, there's nothing. He was like, there's nothing you could do. You mean nothing. Absolute nothing. So Punk takes a swing at Seth Rollins, and if you watch this swing back, it is the most memeable thing because he tries to swing on Seth Rollins, and it's just like the worst punch thrown, and everybody's like, this is the guy that Tony Khan was actually scared of. This is the guy who was beating up people in AEW locker room. You're like, this is the guy. This is him. Like, that was fucking hilarious. And speaking of CM Punk in AEW, so Ryan Nemeth, which is Nick Nemeth's brother, broke his silence, and there was this big thing in Fightful about what happened with Nick Nemeth. Well, Ryan Nemeth. Ryan Nemeth said that because of the tweet that he did talking about how Punk was a soft, fragile dude, Punk got in his face and Punk wanted to fight him. He said he went to HR and HR didn't listen. HR was like, nah, it doesn't matter. We don't give a fuck. HR was basically saying they didn't care. So he tried to go to one of the collisions, and because Punk was quote unquote in charge, he sent him home. He was like, oh shit. He's like, damn. He's like, that's kind of fucked up. So this was like a whole weird thing. And then somebody told him, hey, you should go out there and verbally antagonize CM Punk. I don't know if it was part of a storyline or like they just were being like a real piece of shit to Nick Nemeth and saying, no, you should go out there and antagonize him. Fuck that guy. But it was crazy. So that is the Ryan Nemeth story. And according to Dave Meltzer, there could be other people with this same kind of CM Punk story. But we'll see. So back to Raw. So after the fight gets broken up by Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, like Seth is telling Punk to get the fuck out of here. Seth is telling Punk to get the fuck out of here. He says, you go get out of here. You too, Jay, get the fuck out of here. He's like, I'm tired of your shit. He's like, y'all get the fuck out of here. He's like, y'all want to fucking hang with Roman? Fuck you. Get out of here. So Sammy's in the ring. It's like, dog, he was like, why are you talking shit to Jey Uso? Like, Jay ain't do nothing. And Seth was like, no. He was like, no, fuck that. He was like, you too. He was like, why would you go back to him? He hasn't changed. Why would you go back to Roman? Roman hasn't changed. He's the same fucking person that he's always been. He's like, don't you get it? He was like, you should be smarter than this. We have history that goes back so long, and you know that I'm a stand-up guy, And you know that, like, this motherfucker is a piece of shit. Roman is a piece of shit. And Sammy goes, you created him by hitting him in the back with a chair. And then Seth rebuttals and says, you know what? You did the same thing. So how are you going to come at me for that? So they get in each other's face and basically sets up a match for later on, which was totally fucking awesome. Like, this whole first segment was totally fucking awesome. It was like, Jesus Christ, like, this is a little deeper. I actually thought that this would have been the segment of the night, but the segment to come later was even worse. So then we get the Judgment Day in the back, and Finn is trying to tell everybody what to do. And he was like, we don't have a leader, but when you listen to me, good things happen. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you just said you don't have a leader, but good things, whatever. Like, that's weird. So they officially announced that at Saturday night's main event is going to be Io versus Liv. And that's why Damage Control was having a tag match against Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. And Raquel won the match because she pinned Kairi Sane. Which was, it was going to happen. And then Rhea showed up. And Rhea and Raquel started fighting. And Raquel sent Rhea into the edge of a table. And she was holding her eye. And next week is going to be Raquel versus Rhea Ripley on Monday Night Raw. So then we have Gunther in the back, and he's talking to Kathy Kelly. And all of a sudden, Dom and Finn come up, and Finn says, yo, I'm the reason that you beat Damian Priest. He was like, you should give me a title match, but you pushing me, that wasn't cool. So Dom is right there, and Dom is just like chipping in, just like, yeah. So Gunther goes, you know what? He's like, nah, that's not going to happen. But Dominic beat Damian Priest, so I should give him a match before I give you a match. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm giving him a match tonight. So Dom and Gunther is set up for later on Raw, and Finn is pissed. He's pissed. So that leads into something later on. So then we get the brackets, which I fucking hate, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. Which, yes, they did it again. A bunch of fucking three-ways that lead into regular matches. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. And this week, it was Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler versus Katana Chance. And the winner of that moves on to the tournament. And it's like, all right, yeah, I don't really care. Well, Dakota Kai did get the win. She pinned Katana Chance 1, 2, 3, and Dakota Kai moves on in the tournament, which I'm kind of rooting for Dakota Kai in this tournament. Is between Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Like, one of those two should be the inaugural Intercontinental Champion. Just one of those two. I don't know which one, but I'm rooting for somebody new. That's what I want. I want somebody new to win the first time ever secondary championship. Like, on the other side, I'm rooting for Chelsea Green and Mia Yim to win. One of those two. Like, that's what I'm saying. I want something cool. And that was that. So Dakota Kai moved on, and that was a thing. So then we got ready for the New Day celebration. And boy, oh fucking boy. So Kofi and Xavier both come out. Adam Pearce is saying, hey, this is the New Day celebration. I want to thank the New Day, blah, blah, blah. And they come out. They're both just dressed, and it's like, whatever. You can see that there's tension, and they're kind of looking off in the distance. They do the New Day thing. They kind of get it back on track. And then Wood says, listen, what I'm about to tell you guys, it's not your fault. Now, this sounded like a couple breaking up and telling their children, hey, we're getting a divorce. You're going to have 2 separate Christmases because mommy and daddy doesn't love each other. That's exactly what it said. He said, he's like, this, like, what I'm about to tell you isn't your fault. And before they can finish it, Big E's music hits. So Big E comes out and Big E says, listen, I've been watching you guys. I don't like the way shit's been going down. He's like, listen, I'm not medically cleared, but you know what? We're a family, and since I'm not medically cleared, I could be your manager. I can help you guys get back on track, and I can help you get back to normal. And then Xavier Woods says, E. He's like, now? Now? Out of all time? Now? You come back now after we've been fighting for months. You've watched us fight and you just let us fight. You could have been here to stop us. Now you come back. Now you want to do something? And Big E says, but I had a broken neck. And Kofi just goes, so what? And the crowd just gasps. And Kofi says, Stone Cold had a broken neck and he came back. Kurt Angle had a broken neck and he came back. Edge had a broken neck and he came back. And Xavier said, all those people came back, but you had someone waiting for you. We were waiting for you, E. And then Kofi says, you broke your neck, but you didn't even get surgery. You could have came back at any time. And they just start berating E and said, you love your new life, your new girlfriend, your new desk job. They just start running down E and they said, we don't need you anymore. And they told E to get the fuck out the ring. They said, get out. Get out. And it was the most heartbreaking thing ever. Because E was like, man, come on, man. He's like, why y'all being like... And he's like, get out. Get out. And they kicked E out. And then Kofi and Xavier shook hands and they said, yo, it's just us, bro. Yeah, it's just us. Yo, this was deep. This cut too deep. Like, I didn't expect them to turn on E. I thought maybe Xavier is going to turn on Kofi, or maybe Kofi's going to turn on Xavier, and Big E's going to try to stop it. But for them to both turn on Big E and kick E out and get rid of E, dude, that wasn't on my fucking bingo card, dude. That was not it. Like, that wasn't it. So now I'm kind of at a loss for what's going to happen because I know the New Day are going to go heel. I'm really hoping that this goes into Big E coming back eventually and saving them by beating both of their asses and making them realize what a family is. But as of right now, like, I don't know what they do with E, but I do know that I really, really hope that the New Day wind up winning the tag team championships. Because, I mean, holy shit, this whole turn was just like, it was heart-wrenching. Like, everybody was broken over this. It was broken. It was crazy. So, then we get Karrion Kross. And Karrion Kross is talking about the Wyatts. Now, here's the weird thing about Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has done so much and done so little at the same time. Karrion Kross has broke up the New Day. Karrion Kross has changed Shinsuke Nakamura. Karrion Kross he's changed so many people. AJ Styles, he's broken so many people by just infecting them with whatever Karrion Kross does. It's so weird that a lot of shit stems from Karrion Kross, but he's done nothing. Like, he's done nothing of note to be like, oh my God, this is what he's done. He's just had interaction with these people and changed them like significantly. That is insane. Like, I can't believe that. So then we have Gunther versus Dominic, and they're going at it. Dominic actually put up a good fight. Dominic busted open Gunther's chest, and then after the match, Gunther beats Dominic. After the match, Finn comes out. And Finn just beats the shit out of Gunther. He hits him with a couple of coup de grace, and he tells Dominic, watch me. He was like, this is what you're supposed to do. And Finn picks up the world title, and Finn basically smiles and walks off. Now, Russell Votes reported that Finn Balor is going to get a significant push this year, 2025, because he said this is a 10-year anniversary of Finn Balor being in WWE, and there are big, huge plans for Finn Balor going forward in 2025. I hope one of those big plans is they put the title on Finn, let Finn be Finn, and run wild and do some cool shit, which would be awesome. And I would be really happy with that. So that's where that's at. So then we get Pete Dunne / Butch, and he's basically saying, listen, I don't like Truth, and I want Truth to think. I want Truth to think. And all of a sudden, we just hear some clashing, banging, and we find out Jey Uso's been attacked. So Jey Uso has been attacked. And now it's like, who attacked Jey Uso? The person that looks like he's claiming that he did it, I don't think it is. I'm going to get to who I think it is, which would make this so much better if this is who I think it is. Because I have an idea, but I'm not going to say who the idea is until we get to the segment to let you guys just stew over this. So Pete Dunne takes on R-Truth, and Truth is fucking around with Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne's beating his ass, but he's fucking around with him and gets a small package on Pete Dunne and wins. So Truth beats Pete Dunne. So yeah, that was funny. So Braun Breaker basically says, "Yo, I'm the Intercontinental Champion." He was like, "I don't know who I'm gonna face next." So Ludwig comes up, and Braun says, "Listen, you better take a page out of Gunther's book and chill the fuck out, because if you come for me, I'm gonna knock your head off." And Ludwig was like, "All right, whatever." He was like, "All right." So then we get Sami Zayn, and Sami goes up to Adam Pearce, was like, "Do you know who attacked Jey?" And Pearce is like, "No, I don't have a clue." And Sami says, "You know what? I think I have a clue, and I'm going to go find him." So then Pearce bumps into Finn Balor, and Finn Balor says, "Yo, I want a world title match." And Pearce was like, "Hold the fuck up. You don't want a title match because you have titles that you don't even defend. So how the fuck do you want a title match?" And Finn was like, "Yeah, I beat up Gunther, so I needed that." He's like, "You know what? Gunther said he wants a match with you, so he's going to have this world title match with you at Saturday night's main event." And Finn's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And then before Finn walks off, he goes, "Yeah, but next week we're going to talk about those other titles you got that you don't defend." He's like, "I'll see you next week." And Finn's like, "Oh, shit." So then we have the main event. Sammy versus Seth Rollins. They're going at it, and Sammy is pissed off because he thinks Seth Rollins attacked Jey. And they're having this fight, and Sammy is beating the shit out of him. And then Sammy gets a chair. And Sammy is about to hit Seth. And Seth tells him, "Think about this." He's like, "Think about this. Why would I attack Jey?" He's like, "CM Punk could have did it." He's like, "It wasn't me. I didn't do this." And so Sammy's like, "You know what? Fuck it." And Sammy throws down a chair. And when Sammy throws down a chair, Seth just catches him and pins him. And Sammy's just sitting there like, and Seth just rolls out and was like, "Yo, it wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't me. It wasn't me." So all of a sudden, Sammy's in the ring, and he turns around and he gets Claymore kicked because Drew McIntyre is back. Drew McIntyre laid out Sami Zayn. And everybody's like, oh my God, Drew was the one who attacked Jey Uso. Drew did it. Drew did it. And I'm just laughing because the person who I figured did it is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens attacked Jey Uso. Why? Because Sami went back to Roman. Who is Sami's closest friend right now? Jey Uso. Sami needs to feel this pain. Sami needs to feel this pain because everybody keeps screwing me over and acting like this didn't happen when fucking Roman Reigns beat the shit out of Kevin Owens. He beat me, and now everybody just forgives him. It's not that fucking easy. So Kevin is still pissed, and he's 100% gonna get Sami. And this could lead to Sami versus Kevin. This could be the first straw to Sami versus Kevin. Because that makes so much sense. Like, everybody's looking at it like, it's Drew. Drew did it because Drew's mad. That doesn't make sense. But if Kevin did it, that's the good part. And I want Drew to take credit for it while him and Sami are beefing. And then after that, he just goes, you know I didn't do it, right? And then Sami's going to be like, what the fuck? And then we find out it's Kevin. And that's going to be the fun part. So, that was that. Now we go to NXT. And we start off with the women's four-way to get into the Iron Survivor with Cora Jade, Kalani Jordan, Ren Sinclair, and Jada Parker. So this match is going. This match is bumping. It's fucking awesome. And then all of a sudden, Lola Vice comes out. Lola comes out, and she distracts Jada. Jada's like, she wants to beat her ass. So Lola has the brick. Cora Jade gets knocked out. Cora's laid out, and Lola gets up because she's about to hit Jada with the brick. And she goes to hit her with the brick, but she misses. Hit Ren Sinclair. Ren gets knocked the fuck out. And Ren just falls back, passes out on the Cora Jade. 1, 2, 3. Ren Sinclair is in the Iron Survivor. Dude, that was like, it wasn't the most original thing, but it was really fucking funny. So then we get Eddy Thorpe. And Eddy Thorpe is still mad that he has to get put in this match, in this four-way. So he's like, yo, I'm going to win this thing tonight. But Lexis King comes up and tells him, listen, man, he was like, I understand that, but one of us got to win. He was like, you know what? I'm going to try my hardest, whatever. And Eddie's like, I don't give a fuck. He was like, fuck you. And he just walks off. So then we get Jada Parker. Jada comes out and she runs to the ring and she's got a microphone. She tells the fucking refs, take off the ropes. Take off the ropes. We're going to have a Raw Underground right now. NXT Underground, whatever the fuck it's called. She's like, we're going to have this match right now with me and Lola. So she's waiting for Lola to come out, and Lola comes out. They're taking down the ropes, as mind you. They're taking down the ropes. They're not stopping. They're taking down the ropes. Lola comes out, and then Ava's like, no, you guys can't do this right now. I'm going to give you your match at Deadline. You're going to have your match at Deadline. And Lola takes her eye off the ball for 1 second, and bam, gets hit with a back elbow, gets knocked out. It's like, damn. That's all I can say is damn. So, then we have Dion Lennox, Kamra Petrovic, and Ren Sinclair. And Dion slips up and almost says something bad about Ashanti the Adonis. So, Kamra Petrovic gets a bouquet of roses, and it says it's from Ashanti the Adonis. And I'm just thinking, it's not from Ashanti, it's from Dion, who is pretending to be Ashanti to make her think that Ashanti's getting back on her. So, yeah, it's funny. It's funny, and we'll figure out how this works. So then we had the tag team battle royal. The winning tag team gets a shot at the tag team titles at Deadline. And this was a battle royal. This was a fucking crazy battle royal because like everything was happening. It tied into every tag team storyline. And Axiom and Nathan Frazier are stressing out. And everybody gets, like, all these people get beat up and things happen. And it winds up with the family winning. The family wins, and they're now number one contenders. Wait, no. I don't think it was a family. It was the No Quarter Catch Crew. The No Quarter Catch Crew wins. That's who it was. I don't know why. I just was thinking of two dudes, and it's just wound up in my mind. It's just like, oh, it was a family. Nope, it was a No Quarter Catch Crew. Because Miles Bourne, or that's not his name, is it? It is Miles Bourne. Yeah, it's Miles Bourne, and God damn it, I forgot his name. Other dude with the hair. They're going for the tag team titles. So that's a thing. Then we have Eric Bischoff. And he's coming out. Now, this was really fucking funny. This was really fucking funny because this ties into Dave Meltzer and Dave Meltzer's shenanigans. So, Eric Bischoff did an interview with Ariel Helwani. And in the interview, the title of the interview is Eric Bischoff says that AEW is dying. AEW is going to die. Now, people jumped on just the headline. Now, I watched that whole interview because I'm like, all right, I want to know the context. I want to know what he said. I want to know what was said. What was said? What happened? And Eric Bischoff basically said, if AEW stays the way it is, with Tony Khan as a general manager, it's going to die. It needs new life. It needs more story. It needs something. Right now, it's stale, it's cold, and that's because Tony Khan is running the story. He's doing this whole thing, and it just doesn't work. So that's what he said. So Dave Meltzer on his podcast goes, yeah, did you see the shit that Eric Bischoff said? He's like, that's totally fucked up. He literally says out of his mouth. Yeah, I didn't listen to it, but he totally said that AEW's dying. He's like, this is the dumbest shit. And I'm just thinking, you didn't even listen to it. You just literally just go off for the headline. And he said, if Tony Khan keeps running the way it is, it's going to die. That's what he said. He didn't say like, oh, they're dying, they're horrible, and whatever. And then fucking Dave Meltzer goes, you know what? He's like, Eric Bischoff is on WWE's payroll. Look, he's going to be on NXT tonight. And Conrad said, he's not on NXT WWE's payroll. He's not on MLW's payroll. He's doing one-off for them. But Dave Meltzer is just like, no, this is happening. And it's like, this is how Dave Meltzer just spins bullshit. And it's like, dude, it's literally right there. Like, just watch the video. It's right there. He literally he's not saying exactly what's in the title. He's saying it with a caveat. He was like, they have a good product, but right now, because of the way Tony Khan is running things in the floor, it's not working. He literally didn't say, they're dead. It's over. And it's like, Meltzer didn't even listen. And then him accusing Eric of being on WWE's payroll. And Eric debunked that, was like, I'm not on WWE's payroll. I'm not on MLW's payroll. I'm not on anyone's payroll. They just asked me to come and do a one-shot. He's like, maybe I'll do more with MLW. But, like, it's fun to just get asked to do stuff. And it's like, that's how people in the perception goes instead of listening to what's going on. I'm not by no means a huge Eric Bischoff fan, but, like, it's literally the shit that you're lying about was out there. So it didn't make any fucking sense. Just like this fucking promo that he was part of with Ridge Holland and Trick Williams. None of this shit made sense. Like, they're beefing because, oh, we're going to have a match. Okay, and yeah, that's it. That was all it was. There was nothing to it. Ridge was saying he's going to beat Trick. Trick was going to beat Ridge. And nothing happened. That's it. It just was like, oh, okay, and what? Like, nothing really happened. Like, nothing happened. There was no big revelation, no anything. They got on a little scuffle. Like, Ridge hit Trick with a DDT, and Trick sold his neck like he broke his neck. And it's like, oh, okay, cool, sure. So then we have Kamar Petrovich versus Nikita Lyons. And they're having this match. Ashanti comes down, and Ashanti gets on a ring apron, and he pushes Kamar Petrovich out of the way, and Nikita hits him, and then Kamar hits Nikita with the finisher, 1, 2, 3, and she walks by Shanti the Adonis, and she's like, yeah, I don't care about you. So then we have Shawn Spears, Brooks Jensen, and Shawn Spears' newest guy, Nico. And he's talking to Nico, and he says, listen, we may boost up our ranks, because he sees Gigi and Tatum Paxley, and Tatum goes, that guy's creepy, and that's coming from me. So apparently he's looking at recruiting Gigi Dolan, which would be confusing, because like Gigi's like more of a goth person and he's more of a weird person. Okay, cool. So then we had No Quarter Catch Crew celebrating all their wins because they're all going to be on Deadline. And Ren was like, Charlie, I wish you was on Deadline. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So Gigi beats Izzy Dane. And of course, Shawn Spears comes out and watches. I don't know how this is going to work, but I want to see if Shawn Spears can recruit her or if he can recruit a different woman. Because I have a feeling he's going to recruit a different woman. Because I don't think it's going to be just as normal as everybody thinks it's going to be, but it could be somebody different. So then we get Javon Evans, and he meets X-Pac. And X-Pac gives him a too sweet, and X-Pac tells him, dude, I think that you're going to win the Deadline Iron Survivor match, and it's going to be cool. He was like, I feel like you're going to be awesome. He was like, I'm rooting for you, and I hope you win. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that was it. Like, that was the extent of X-Pac. That was X-Pac showing up. That was it. That was it. So then we have the 4-way for the men to get into the Iron Survivor. It's Eddie Thorpe, Axiom, Cedric Alexander, and Lexus King. And the match is going, and I have no fucking idea how this happened. But Eddie Thorpe won. Eddie Thorpe is now in the Iron Survivor. And I was in complete shock. Because I didn't think Eddie Thorpe was going to win. Because all of the background stuff and stuff that's happening, I was not thinking Eddie Thorpe was going to win. So Eddie Thorpe is now in. And then we have Stevie Turner and Mr. Stone talking to Ava, and they're like, hey, like, is everything all right with Trick? And she's like, dude, it doesn't even fucking matter. Trick is going to defend title this weekend at Deadline, and that's going to be a thing. And that's all. He was like, that's all? I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, so Trick is going to come in there injured to take on Ridge Holland. So Eddie Thorpe is saying, yo, this is cool. Like, I'm going to win, blah, blah, blah. And this is going to be great. So then we have Roxy. And she comes out. And all of the women from the Iron Survivor come out. And they just start fighting. And then Roxy gets laid out by Ren Sinclair. And Ren holds up the title. So that was cool. Then we cut to the back. And Eddie Thorpe is laid out. Eddie Thorpe is knocked out. And they're getting some people in there. And Lexus King shows up. Cedric Alexander shows up. Axiom shows up. And they're like, wait, who took out Eddie Thorpe? So there are a bunch of theories. And I'm going with one of those theories. One of those theories seem very plausible. So one of the names people are putting out there is Penta. Because as of right now, Penta Zero Miedo is a free agent. So he can sign with WWE anytime he wants to. So people are like, oh my God, it could be Penta. It's going to be Penta. And I'm like, you know what? That would be funny, but what would be better Would it be a lot better would be if it's Hikuleo, aka Talatama. So if it's Hikuleo, that would be great. And they could throw Hikuleo in the Iron Survivor. That would be cool. Hikuleo replacing Eddy Thorpe in the Iron Survivor would be fun. I would like that. Like that would be okay. I would really like that. So that's the thing. So that goes to Deadline. The Deadline predictions. Tag team title match. No Quarter Catch Crew versus Faxium. I'm leaning. Sorry for the coughs. But I'm leaning more to Faxium keeping the tag titles. Faxium will keep the tag titles, and I feel like they're going to lose them to somebody cooler than the No Quarter Catch Crew. But I don't know who it is. I feel like it's going to be somebody cooler. But it's not a shot at the No Quarter Catch Crew. It's just, I think it's going to be somebody cooler. Just throwing that out there. It's probably going to be somebody cooler. So then we have the Women's Iron Survivor, Zarya, Stephanie Vicaire, Julia, Ren Sinclair, and Sol Ruka. And those are the 5 women, and one of them could win. You know what? I don't know who I think should win. Because you have like 3 good candidates with Zarya, Stephanie, and Julia. But Stephanie already pinned. She already pinned Roxy. So who the fuck? I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Cause I don't know. That's what I would say. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So, that's like, I might say Ren Sinclair just for the fuck of it. Ren Sinclair for the fuck of it. Okay? That's it. Then we have the men's Iron Survivor, which is Wesley, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Nathan Frazier, and Hikuleo. I'm going with Hikuleo to replace Eddy Thorpe. So, if it was me, I would make Hikuleo win. Like, just to fuck everybody over, just like make it be Hikuleo. Or if it's Penta, you can bring Penta in and have Penta be the guy. I don't know. I don't know. Then you have the NXT Underground match between Jada Parker and Lola Vice. I'm going with Jada Parker. Jada's going to beat Lola, and then Jada's going to wind up going for the NXT Women's title. Again, so that would be good. And then we have the main event. Trick versus Ridge Holland. And since they did this injury angle with Trick, I'm going with Trick winning. Trick's going to win this whole thing. Trick's going to keep the title. I don't see them putting the title on Ridge. I see this just being a Trick-centric thing. Trick is going to have this. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's what I feel about this whole thing. And that's the predictions for Deadline. That's the end of the show. The show's over. We will be back after Deadline with immediate review of Deadline, Collision, Rampage, and also SmackDown. Because Rampage was all about the Continental Classic. So yeah, we will be back with another episode of the show. So